morning, and welcome to another episode of the Ruck On Show. I'm Joe Kramer. I know it's been a minute since my last episode, but what I wanted to start doing with these new podcast episodes is make them a little bit shorter and really just sort of document and share what I'm doing to make myself better with my fitness, nutrition, leadership, and just kind of share some of the tools and resources that I'm using for myself and for Ruck On. And so hopefully these episodes will give you maybe a little bit of insight, maybe expose you to people, books, resources, tools that you may not have heard of, but maybe, me distilling those lessons might help you, but you can also definitely go straight to the source, and hopefully those are helpful to you as well. So let me know what you think of these new, shorter episodes that are kind of just me sharing what I'm doing. Let me know what you think. Happy to hear any feedback of what might help you and bring you more value. So let's get started with this one. So today we're going to start with why. I've been reading 2 books recently that really emphasize kind of starting with a why, a purpose, something that drives whatever it is you're trying to do, whether you're trying to make a change with your fitness, with your nutrition, with your leadership, with your self-development, which is what I'm trying to do for myself and help other people. And essentially, if your why isn't big enough, then you may not get the results that you're looking for. So the trick is to find that why, that motivating force, and kind of bring it to the forefront of like, this is why I'm doing this, so that when things get hard, when things get challenging, you have that to fall back on of, hey, I still need to put in the work. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be difficult, but this is why I'm doing this. And I think a lot of us, if we're asked, oh, hey, why are you doing X, Y, Z? We can come up with an answer on the spot, like, oh, I'm just trying to lose some weight, look good. I want to live longer. That's why I'm eating healthy. But that's not really a why. That's not what's really driving your actions. And the trick is your why might be laying below the surface right now. It might be kind of subconscious, and if there's anything that I've kind of learned from all the self-development, leadership development books that I've been going through lately, is just the power of our subconscious mind, taking in things we, between our hearing, our eyes, like, we may not know that it's filtering into our subconscious, but it's there nonetheless, and it's really powerful. So 2 books that I've been reading recently. First one that I finished up a couple weeks ago is called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And he talks about several different examples of companies, of leaders who started with why. They had a very crystal clear purpose between what they did and what their companies did. They had a driving force of this is why, and through the actions of themselves as people and through what their companies did, those actions aligned with that why, and so it resonates with people. So when people know why you're doing something, or why they're doing something, and it's aligned, they can get on board with that. They're like, oh, I know why. Yeah. And so they can resonate with that. And this kind of goes back to what I said earlier about you need to find that deeper why. One of the really good examples I like from the book is talking about Apple and Steve Jobs, and how Apple's why is to challenge the status quo, to challenge how industries have operated for many, many, many years. And so that was their driving force, and that's why people can buy into what they do, because they see, oh yeah, Apple's innovating, they're changing how industries operate, and they can buy into that why themselves. They're like, yeah, well, I want to challenge the status quo. As an individual, you're probably not going to change an industry by yourself, but you can change the status quo of your life. And so that's, what Apple and their products have kind of become a symbol for. And that's a pretty deep, you don't just draw that from the top of your head. Like, yeah, my why is I want to change the status quo. I want to challenge how things are the way they are. And so as I started thinking about, okay, well, what is my why? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Why am I starting Ruck On? And, the answer that comes to the top of the mind is, well, I'm trying to improve myself, improve my fitness, my nutrition, my leadership, and I want to help other people do that as well. And you might think, well, hey, Joe, that's great. I can buy into that. But I picked up another book that that started to make me question, well, is that deep enough? Is just saying like, oh, I want to help people become better. I'm trying to make myself better. Is that really my why? Is that deep enough? And so the book I'm reading right now is a book called Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. And very early on in the book, he talks about an exercise that he was exposed to, and it's called the 7 Levels Deep exercise. And what it's designed to do is really flush out truly what your why is. Because as Dean explains in the book, and as it was explained to him, is that when you do this exercise, so you start off very simple, and it's, for example, when I did the exercise, the question I started with is, what's important to you about being successful? And so I thought about it and came up with kind of a common sense answer of, well, I want to have a nice house and nice things for myself and for my family. I want my family to have a good life. And again, that's a reasonable why of wanting to do something, and something that I'm sure a lot of people would resonate with. But as Dean explains and goes further, is that the first few iterations of this, and so the next level, the next question would be, why is it important to you that you and your family live in a nice house and like have a good life? And so as you go through each layer, each level of this exercise, the question remains the same, but you're just substituting that last part that you gave in the previous level. So I would answer, why is it important for my family and I to live in a nice house and have a good life? And I would say, well, that would give my family financial stability, give my wife and my kids the opportunity to pursue the things that they want to pursue. And then the next one would be, well, why is it important to you that your wife and your kids have the ability to do the things that they want to do, and so on and so forth. And what Dean realized, and what you realize if you do this exercise, is that the first 4 or 5 times that you answer the question, why is it important to you, X, Y, Z, it's all coming from your head. And it might be frustrating because you might think you're just kind of going down into a rabbit hole, and you are, but you're going down a rabbit hole from your head to your heart of like what's truly driving you. And so you really kind of start peeling back the onion, as they say, of what's motivating you, what's driving you, what your true why is. And so for me, my personal example, when I got to the last question, my why is let me first back up. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a West Point graduate, class of 2016. My dad is a West Point graduate, class of 1990. And growing up, my goal, my ambition, all I wanted to do in life was go to the United States Military Academy and graduate and commission as an Army officer. And if you're not familiar with West Point, the Academy, there are a lot of songs and things that you have to memorize before, right when you first show up and you go through the first summer there. And one of those things is the West Point Alma Mater. And you sing various verses at different things. We at the end of every football game, you sing a verse of the Alma Mater. And one of the verses goes, "And when our work is done, our course on earth is run, may it be said, well done, be thou at peace." And I think that sticks with a lot of West Point graduates, because when a West Point graduate passes away, that's the verse that gets sung, and that's what people will post and will say, when you find out that they passed away, or if the annual memorial of that person comes around, you'll find a lot of West Point graduates say, "Be thou at peace," or in my particular case, I like to include that, "Well done, be thou at peace." That's important to me, and that phrase has been on my mind and in my heart for a while, and this exercise really brought that to the forefront, that my why, the reason that I do the things that I'm doing, the reason that I started Ruck On, there are certainly other levels of why I'm doing it, but at the heart of it all, the real reason that I'm doing it, even subconsciously, is I want to be worthy of that. When I die, I want to be worthy of those words. I want to be worthy of the phrase, "May it be said, well done, be thou at peace," so that my classmates, fellow West Point graduates, when they hear Joe passed away, whether it's a week from now or whether it's decades from now, like, "Well done, Joe, be thou at peace." Like, he lived those words. And so, and that exercise, it was really powerful for me, because that's something that I can really kind of anchor, like, when things get challenging, when things get difficult. I struggle on camera a lot, and I'm busy. I've got 3 kids, another one on the way, and stuff like that. So it would be very easy for me to be like, nah, I can do things tomorrow. Someone else can do it. But when I think, is that in line? Like, if I put this off, if I don't do this, can I look myself in the mirror? Or when I pass away, can I look at God or, our Creator, whoever you believe in, can I look at them dead in the eye and say, can they say, Joe, well done, be thou at peace? And so I think it's really powerful. I'm glad that I've found that. And I hope that you can find that too. Find that why deep inside you that kind of drives what you do. And, if my why, if being worthy of that something higher kind of resonates with you, then, I hope you check out Ruck On, because that's why I'm doing the things I'm doing with Ruck On, is so that I can be worthy of that phrase and help others in that process, to become better. So that's really all I have for today, on why. That's from what I've found and what I've read, is that's where it starts. That's the foundation. And everything you do builds off of that. And there are tons of sayings about, if you don't have a strong foundation, everything else is weaker, and it's easily toppled, blown down, what have you. When you have that strong foundation, everything you build on top of it is going to be strong. And if you want to go through this exercise with me and kind of help you go through it, and if you want to improve yourself physically, with your fitness, with your nutrition, with your personal or leadership development, shoot me a DM on Instagram, on Facebook, drop a comment, send me an email at ruckon2019@gmail.com, for me to work with you one-on-one to kind of go through this. And, let me know what your thoughts are on this type of episode, where I'm just kind of talking a little off the cuff about what I'm doing, and the resources and tools that I'm using and sharing with you. So yeah, love to hear what you think, and start with why. Get after it. Thanks. Have a great day.